Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I'm going to call the regular council land use meeting to order. Council, if I could ask you B1, Cloverdale.
We'll move planning recommendations on B1.
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor? Opposed? And that's carried.
On 2, on the planning recommendations on the renovations to the existing drive-through for McDonald's. Move the recommendations.
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor? Opposed? And that's carried.
Move the planning recommendations on 3 on the facade changes to the existing building.
Second.
Do we have a picture of what those facade changes would look like, Mr. Planner? In Newton? Okay, thank you. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Move planning recommendations on number 4.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Move planning recommendations on number 5.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Move planning recommendations on number 6.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? And that's carried.
Madam Mayor, I'm going to move planning recommendations for number 7. I believe there's going to be some discussion on this item.
Councillor Starchuk.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The application came forward to AFSAC, and I think it's important to mention that in this case here that the committee supported the application. And it's also important to understand that the committee doesn't have the expertise on there to determine what kind of farming needs that are there for the farm. But in this case, the owners have just under 200 acres of land that they're farming inside of the city, and for them to require the second building is a positive thing, although we can't say for sure, so that's why it's been forwarded off to ALC for their comments. But this is one of those cases where it's a proper use for the housing of the farm workers on a full-time basis and the housing of the farm workers on a temporary basis.
So has Councillor, has the Ag Committee agreed that they want it to go to the ALC, or they've agreed that they support it and it goes to the ALC?
Madam Mayor, the committee supports the recommendation to go on to ALC because they see a need that's there, but we have to have ALC make that decision because of how it works in with the building. Okay,
thank you, Councillor. Councillor Gill.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. If I may actually ask this question to Councillor Starchuk or staff, but certainly I think that the context of always having that second home is always an issue. So just in the context of how large that potential second home could be, in the context of having farm laborers be able to do work on, I think, the assembled 200 acres approximately. So just the context of what that may look like in terms of the second home and the size and the accommodations and how are those numbers based upon. So is that entire decision going to be sent off to the ALC in terms of them making that determination?
I won't ask the councillor to speak to that. I'll ask staff is what is it that we send to the ALC in order to make that decision?
Madam Mayor, through you to both Councillor Gills and Councillor Starchuk, it's at Council's discretion as to what form they'd like to forward the application to the Land Commission. They can be silent. They can send it with support. In this case, as Councillor Starchuk has mentioned, AFSAC is supporting the application to proceed to ALC. So it's up to Council as to how they would like to refer it in terms of the form of the recommendation.
I believe the question from Councillor Gill is, will there be sufficient detail around the placement of that home relative to its necessity for the farm operation?
Yes, that is correct. The Land Commission can determine that. Our own bylaws talk about a farm home plate that must be adhered to. But if the Land Commission deems a certain size of dwelling is acceptable, they will let us know.
Is that satisfying?
Madam Mayor, I
Councillor?
think that just my concern always is that, given that blueberries may not be in season in the next 10 years, just given what's happening in China, that at times you do see a progression or a change in terms of the product that's going to be grown. And I just want to make sure that when we're setting our policies, that in fact the policies would be able to be amended as one would want to change the product that they grow on those sites. So I think that's always important. I think that there are some products that are heavily intensive, labor intensive, others that are not. So just in that context.
Thank you. Call the question on referring it directly to the Agricultural Land Commission. All those in favor? Opposed? And off to the commission it goes. Thank you.
Move planning recommendations on number 8.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Also on 8 on the zoning, move first.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Move second.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Move public hearing be set for Monday, April 24th.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? And that's carried.
Move planning recommendations on number 9.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Move planning recommendations on number 10.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
On 10 on the first zoning, move first.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Move second.
Second.
In favor? Opposed? Carried.
Move public hearing be set for Monday, April 24th.
Second.
In favor? Opposed? Carried.
On the second zoning, move first.
Second.
In favor? Opposed? Carried.
Move second.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Move public hearing be set for Monday, April 24th.
Second.
In favor? Opposed? Carried.
And on number 11, move planning recommendations as it pertains to the Child Care Center.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
On the zoning, move first.
Second.
Those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Move second.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Move public hearing be set for Monday, April 24th.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
On number 12, move planning recommendations on the DVP.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
On number 13, move planning recommendations on DVP.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
On 14, move the planning recommendations on the DVP.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
On 15, move planning recommendations on the DVP.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
On 16, move planning recommendations on the DVP.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
And on 17, move planning recommendations.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Move planning recommendations on number 18.
Second.
All those in favor? Councillor Villan.
Well, I just wanted to note that this is final recommendations on a project that there was some concern, and staff worked with the environmental groups in the area for the setbacks and various things, and appreciate that work. So I think we're all feeling much more confident about the project. So thank you for that.
Thank you, Councillor. All those in favor? Opposed? And that's carried.
Move planning recommendations on number 19.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Also on 19 on the OCP, move first.
Second.
Those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
And move public hearing be set for Monday, April 24th.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Also on the zoning, move first.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Move second.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed?
And
Carried.
move public hearing be set for Monday, April 24th.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
On 20, move planning recommendations on the development permit.
Second.
Gladly. That's a rugby field house. We've been waiting for that for a while. All those in favor? Opposed? And that's carried.
Move planning recommendations on number 21.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Also on 21 on the OCP, move first.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Move second.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Move public hearing be set for Monday, April 24th.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
On the first voting, move first.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Move second.
Second.
In favor? Opposed? Carried.
Move public hearing be set for Monday, April 24th.
Second.
In favor? Opposed? Carried.
On the second zoning, move first.
Second.
In favor? Opposed? Carried.
Move second.
Second.
In favor? Opposed? Carried.
And move public hearing be set for Monday, April 24th.
Second.
And in favor? Opposed? Carried.
And move planning recommendations on number 22 on the development variance permit.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Move planning recommendations on number 23.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Move planning recommendations on number 24.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
On the first zoning, move first.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Move second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Move public hearing be set for Monday, April 24th.
All those in favor? Opposed?
On
Carried.
the second zoning, move first.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Move second.
Favor? Opposed? Carried.
And move public hearing be set for Monday, April 24th.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Move
So, Surrey?
planning recommendations on number 25.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. You're opposed? Single family? Is that the around 25, Councillor? Okay. Carried.
Move planning recommendations on number 26.
26. All those in favor? Do I have a seconder?
Second.
Second. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
On the OCP, move first.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Move second.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Move public hearing be set for Monday, April 24th.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
On the second on the first zoning, move first.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Move second.
Second.
In favor? Opposed? Carried.
Move public hearing be set for Monday, April 24th.
Second.
In favor? Opposed? Carried.
On 25, on the planning recommendations, move the DVP.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Referred back. C1.
I'm going to move the planning recommendations on number C1, Madam Mayor.
Reduction in lots.
That's correct. I'll second that
So
to get it on the
that's-
table.
So
Yeah, so that's withdrawing first and second from the last council meeting. And, okay, that's what's first on the agenda.
we have some
And we
council
have-
actions, yes.
Yes. So did we have
I
a seconder
seconded
for
it.
that? Thank you, Councillor. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
So on the council actions, Madam Mayor, move that the public hearing on Surrey Official Community Plan Bylaw 2013, number 18020 amendment Bylaw 2017, number 19181, be rescheduled to Monday, April 24th, 2017.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
And on the first zoning bylaw, move to be filed.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
And on the second zoning bylaw, move that to be filed.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
And under bylaw readings, move first for the amended proposal.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Move second.
In favor? Opposed? Carried.
And move public hearing be set for Monday, April 24th, 2017.
All those in favor? Opposed? And that's carried. So we'll hear that again on the 24th with the new design. Okay? Councillor Gill for comment. Yes.
Madam Mayor, thank you. I think that, I just really wanted to congratulate both the community and the developer in working behind the scenes and trying to come up with a compromise. I know that we've had a lot of situations in this area, given that we've got a relatively new local area plan that was approved recently, but it was really positive to see that the community and the developer could work together and come out with an outcome. So I just want to thank staff for all their work working with both groups. So thank you so much.
Thanks, Councillor. Moving on to Newton, number 2. Church and Town Hall. Seconder? Second. All those in favor? Councillor, we have a few speakers here. Councillor, before I call the question, Councillor Gill, or Councillor Villeneuve, rather.
Well, this is the application for the church and the housing on 148th and the Highway
Yes.
10. And there were concerns originally raised about the project. And so they, sounds to me from reading the report, they've made some changes regarding the interface with one-story renters. with the half-acre properties and enhanced landscaping, and that the building setbacks and the massing and the form are more compliant than the previous application. That there was also some discussion about the traffic on this project. And I noted, and maybe I just wanted to ask staff about the traffic alternative, about crossing through the proposed easements if this project is to be built at one time. I know there's concerns when projects are going in one after each other. A lot of the concern was off of 148th Street. So I'm wondering why there's not a recommendation coming forward in the report that would support the alternate accesses.
Mr. Engineer.
Madam Mayor, the access issue related to both the townhouse as well as the church development, the reason why we have not supported using a reciprocal access easement for both, it's due to the fact that they are different land uses, and there have been potential for conflicts because of the mixed use of the two types of development.
Okay, so that may come out at public hearing, but I'm just wondering what the flexibility of the, I'm sort of pushing it up as an item that will probably be raised, and we'll need to make some decisions on that because it is one of the major concerns. Just land use today.
So be ready for it from
Yes.
24th.
Public hearing, yeah.
Thanks, Councillor. Councillor Haynes.
Thanks, Madam Mayor. And I was one that asked us to go back to staff specifically for access, ingress, and egress to the site with alternatives to 148. And I realize that there is there's some opposition to the lot sizes in that area, but I am going to be supporting taking this to the public hearing to hear from the public about this, because I like what the things that I asked for in terms of alternative access have been, I think, adequately addressed in the planning report that I see before us. And I would hope, as Councillor Villeneuve noted, that looking at a reciprocal shared access would be something that we would want to undertake. I know we've been sort of bitten by that several times when a development comes a couple of years later, and the folks in the first development didn't seem to know that there was that shared access in place. But my understanding is that this, if this does get approved after the public hearing process, that it would be built all at once. And so I don't think that those issues would be there, and I would hope that staff would look at that so that there are three ways, from my understanding, three ways of getting in and out of this area, and easing the traffic tension on 148. So I'd like to take this to public hearing and see what the public have to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Starchuk.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I support it going off to public hearing as well, but more so that we can hear from the local area residents that have been telling us that it's out of form, out of character for the area that's there. Half-acre lots are part of the south slope of Panorama Ridge, and I'd like to hear how it plays out in that area that's there. I don't believe that with regards to the development that's there, that if they were half-acre lots, that it would be an impact onto the overall application that's there. So I look forward to what can happen either between now and the public hearing or at the public hearing.
Okay, I will call the question on this. Sorry, Councillor Gill.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Madam Mayor, I still believe that this particular application needs more work in the community, so I won't be supporting the application moving forward to public hearing, but certainly we'll see what happens.
Thank you. I'll call the question. All those in favour? Opposed?
Contrary.
And that's carried to public hearing.
OCP, Madam Mayor, move first.
Need a seconder?
Second.
All those in favour? Opposed?
Contrary.
Carried.
Move second. Second.
All those in favour? Opposed?
Contrary.
Carried.
Public hearing for April 24th.
Second.
All those in favour? Opposed?
Contrary.
Carried.
On bylaw, zoning bylaw, move first.
Second.
All those in favour? Opposed?
Contrary.
Carried.
Move second.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed?
Contrary.
Carried.
Public hearing set for April 24th, Monday.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed?
Contrary.
Carried.
Again on zoning, move first.
Second.
In favor? Opposed?
Contrary.
Carried.
Move second.
Second.
In favor? Opposed?
Contrary.
Carried.
Public hearing set for April 24th, Monday.
Second.
In favor? Opposed?
Contrary.
Carried. Moving to South Surrey, the number 3.
Move. Number 3,
Yes?
move LAP amendment.
Yes?
Adjust the boundary.
Yes.
Space.
Yes? Seconder?
Seconder. No second.
I'll second it for discussion.
Thank you. It's on the floor. Councillor Starchuk.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Speaking to the application inside of the package that's here, there have been some amendments made to fit in with the streamside bylaw so that there's no need to vary the bylaw because it applies to it. And I have no issue with moving it forward for third tonight. But what I would like to make sure is if we can have a restricted covenant placed on the properties that are there to ensure that the businesses that are coming there would not require a Metro Vancouver air permit.
Is that a recommendation, Councillor?
Absolutely, yes.
Seconder? Okay.
Madam Mayor, further to that, while the RC is being done, I would also ask that staff provide council with a report to take a look at the IB zoning that's currently out there and to take a look at how it interfaces with a Metro Vancouver air permit, as we currently only have a couple of those zones that are out there that require the permit. It would be nice for staff, or I'd like to have staff prepare us a report that goes that way so that we can do these things concurrently.
Councillor Starchuk, could I divide that and call the question on your first and then make a second recommendation to examine the IB zone generally relative to emissions?
Yes, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. And that the motion on the floor currently is to put a restrictive covenant on this application. Speaking to the motion, Councillor Hayne.
Thanks, Madam Mayor. And speaking to that first motion about putting a restrictive covenant on this particular application, I think that's very appropriate because I don't believe that in that IB zone, in that area, we should be encouraging businesses that would have to go or want to go to Metro for an air quality permit. So I'd certainly be supporting that at this time. So thank you.
Thanks, Councillor. Councillor Villeneuve.
Well, both of the previous councillors made my position, and I want to say that, too, that we were in a position as council members not to be responding back to people that contact us after the public hearing. So
Correct.
I know that there were people that made an effort, which I always appreciate, but legally we couldn't respond back. So I want to say that on behalf of council, but I'm very supportive of the restrictive covenant and should be through the IB zones. So.
And thank you for honouring the process of cannot respond. Councillor LaFranc.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I really want to support Councillor Starchuk in his request for a restrictive covenant and also to review the IB zone. I do think that if you need to go to Metro Vancouver for a permit, then you really should look to other lands in order to have your industrial use. So I just want to say that, and I do appreciate receiving all the emails from people, but as Councillor Villeneuve did mention, it's not appropriate for us to read them or respond. So thank you.
Councillor Gill.
Thank you, Mayor. I also want to echo Councillor Starchuk's comments, but I think it's really important to understand process. I think that starting off with the restricted covenant is good. I think but what's most important is that we actually have strengthened the bylaw so that the CD zone bylaw is actually amended. I would be supportive post this bylaw being amended, that certainly if the applicant would want to be able to discharge that restricted covenant, given that it's already be covered in the zoning, that would be kind of the process that could be followed. So this way we've got some continuity and consistency in that particular area.
Thanks, Councillor. I think that would be a natural process if it wasn't allowed in the zone generally anyway. So let's call it on the restrictive covenant right now. All those in favor? In opposition? And that's carried. And second motion, Councillor Starchuk, review the IB zone.
To review the IB zoning and ask staff for a report back to see how it comes into play with Metro Vancouver air permitting.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? And that's carried.
Madam Mayor?
Thank you, councillors. Yes, Councillor Starchuk.
With regards to Councillor Gill's comment about having an RC removed, there would be an outside chance or a chance that the process and the report that could come back to us should this pass, that the RC wouldn't be necessary because the bylaw could come into place. Is that?
Yeah.
Depending on the application. Okay.
Either way, we want to ensure that that zone doesn't require emissions. This particular application and potentially, generally, the IB zone in its entirety. Okay.
So, Madam Mayor, I'll take the liberty of calling, moving third reading on this file.
Second. Sure. All those in favor? Opposed? And that's carried. Cloverdale. We're into land use contracts, councillors.
Move termination land use contract number 85.
Second.
Move first.
All those in favor?
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Move second.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Move public hearing be set for Tuesday, May 30th.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Under terminate land use contract number 470, move first.
Second. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Move second.
Second. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Move public hearing be set for Tuesday, May 30th.
Second. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Move termination land use contract number 81, move first.
Second. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Move second.
Second. All those in favor? Opposed?
Move
Carried.
public hearing be set for Tuesday, May 30th.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Move termination land use contract number 149, move first.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Move second.
Second.
Favor? Opposed? Carried.
Move public hearing be set for May 30th.
Second.
Favor? Opposed? Carried.
Under termination land use contract number 300, move first.
Second.
Favor? Opposed? Carried.
Move second.
Second.
Favor? Opposed? Carried.
Move public hearing be set for Tuesday, May 30th.
Second.
Favor? Opposed? Carried.
Under termination land use contract number 260, move first.
Second.
Favor? Opposed? Carried.
Move second.
Second.
Say favor? Opposed? Carried.
Move public hearing be set for Tuesday, May 30th.
Second.
Favor? Opposed? Carried.
Termination land use contract 326, move first.
Second.
Favor? Opposed? Carried.
Move second.
Second.
Favor? Opposed? Carried.
Move public hearing be set for Tuesday, May 30th.
Second.
Favor? Opposed? Carried.
For termination land use contract number 23, move first.
Second.
Favor? Opposed? Carried.
Move second.
Second.
Favor? Opposed? Carried.
Move public hearing be set for Tuesday, May 30th.
Second.
Favor? Opposed? Carried.
Termination land use contract number 461, move first.
Second.
In favor? Opposed? Carried.
Move second.
Second.
Favor? Opposed? Carried.
Move public hearing be set for Tuesday, May 30th.
Second.
In favor? Opposed? Carried.
For termination land use contract number 494, move first.
Second.
Favor? Opposed? Carried.
Move second.
Second.
Favor? Opposed? Carried.
Move public hearing be set for Tuesday, May 30th.
Second.
Favor? Opposed? Carried.
And move that the public hearing for land use contract termination bylaws that have been set for Tuesday, May 30th, 2017 are to be delegated to the acting mayor.
Second.
In favor? Opposed? That's carried. And we're almost through land use contracts, councillors. You'll be glad to know. Yes. Okay, bylaws.
Move final adoption on H1.
Second. All those in favor? Opposed? Yes. Carried.
On 2, move that council has requested to amend the King George Corridor land use plan to redesignate the land from Townhouse 15 UPA to Townhouse 25 UPA.
Second. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Move final adoption.
All those in favor? Opposed?
On
Carried.
the zoning bylaw, move final adoption.
Second. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Also on 2, move that the mayor and clerk be authorized to execute DVP 7915039200.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Also on 2, move that the mayor and clerk be authorized to execute DVP 7915039201.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Finally, on 2, move that the mayor and clerk be authorized to execute DP 7915039200.
Second.
In favor? Opposed? Carried.
On 3, move that council is requested to amend the South Newton concept plan to redesignate the site from 15 UPA to 25 UPA.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Move final adoption on 3.
Favor? Opposed? Carried.
Also on 3, move that the mayor and clerk be authorized to execute DVP 7915021000.
Second.
Favor? Opposed? Carried.
And finally on 3, move that the mayor and clerk be authorized to execute DP 7915021000.
In favor? Opposed? Carried.
On 4, move that the mayor and clerk be authorized to execute DVP 7915034000.
In favor? Opposed? Carried.
On 5, move the applications number 7915026100 and Surrey zoning bylaw amendment bylaw 2016-9-18865 be filed.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Move third reading on 6.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Move adjournment.
Second. All those in favor? Opposed? And we are adjourned until 7.